Welcome to How Hard Can It Be? Boy, have I got a great one for you this time. It's episode 39, by the way. This is the interior of an... No, I'm watching you. This isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. You being so close. Because I'm watching you fiddling with your sodding hair and...
Right, start again.
Distractions.
Still rolling. Go back a bit.
I can't. There's a wall there.
Oh, right. Well, we can see what you're doing. Right. Do what you're doing.
Okay. Here we go. Now, don't make me laugh. Welcome to How Hard Can It Be? It's episode 39 and I'm excited, and do you know why? This is the best, or I'm hoping it's the best video that we're going to produce out of all the years we've been doing it. Why? Because this bit we are going to turn into something special. It's horrible, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I'm not going to paint it, and nor am I going to spray it like that over there. But before we do anything at all, we've got to play the music, because it's a tradition and that's what we do. John's behind the camera, I'm here, and we're going to turn this into something special. And guess what? You're going to see it right now. Yes, you are. The sort of magic that happens because he's a producer and I'm not. So 3, 2, 1. There you go. Voila! Brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. How nice does that look? These edges are all beautifully done and everything. And you're going to get to see all that in a minute. Fantastic. And it's exactly how I envisaged it as well. And what do you think, John?
Absolutely top drawer.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And it matches that. You see where I wanted to go with the coarseness and then the softness there? Fantastic. I like it a lot. So it's temporarily velcroed into position. It can't stay here forever. Do you know why? Because we've only done half a boat. We need to do the kitchen, and there's going to be dust, and there's going to be all sorts of stuff. So we need to take that down. So we've temporarily shown you what it looks like, and you're going to obviously see how we put it into practice down there. Right, so the practical side of this video is now. We're going to, or I've already started actually, I've started cleaning this, and there was 50 years worth of muck and rubbish and all sorts, and it's looking a little bit better, but it still needs to be cleaned more. Why? Because that beautiful fabric that you've just seen needs to be attached on this side. So this has to be nice and clean so it fits perfectly. And as you've already seen, it looks really nice on those edges, doesn't it? Well, it's because I've cleaned it. That's why. So I'm just going to give this a clean with some white spirit. If I can't get any more marks out, then I will then resolve to a bit of tea cut, and I will get that nice and spick and span. So that's what's going to happen. So bear with me and be right back when I finish this bit, because you don't want to be watching me scrubbing, do you? No. Okay, welcome back. We've got the material out. That the fiberglass section for the roof is over there. That's nice and clean now, so we're all good to go with that. So we're going to concentrate on the fabric. Now, as you can see, the fabric is probably looking black and white to you, but this is a fabric that has got a backing on it. That's crucial because it gives it rigidity. And we need that when we spray it and it's up on top. We want to make sure that this fabric's not got bubbles in it and things like that. So we need to prepare this. We also need to cut it off. So I need about 2.60 meters. About 2.60 meters or anything slightly above that, because I've checked the size of the whole lot of this material and we've leased 0.5 meter, maybe a little bit more, to play with. So we need a minimum of 2.60 meters that we're going to cut off now, and then we will prepare this fabric and then we will offer it up to that. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I think I can cut that safely. Right, so we can actually reveal the colour of the fabric. Now, I don't know whether you can remember, let's move it onto the middle so you can see the colour of that. Now, I don't know whether you can remember what we sprayed on the other two halves, but I'm hoping and fingers crossed that this blends quite nicely. And I think it does, because it has a mottled effect, but I don't know whether, I can't see it from here, but you might be able to see a slight herringbone or a slight line going through, but actually looking at it from here, it just looks all mottled. So fingers crossed it's going to look pretty marvellous up, but we've got a few stages to go before we can get to that stage. Right, you'll be back in a second while I do something. Ah, where have you been? Leaving me to do all the ironing, all the washing up, hoovering, gallivanting in your own time. Ridiculous. My housework is never done. Only joking. So, I've got it on a hot setting. I'm being brave because I don't want this product to go shiny because it's wool. And I'm just taking the creases out, which seems to be doing quite nicely, because don't forget this fabric's been folded for over probably 4 years now, and it's coming out nicely with a bit of steam. You'll notice that this material is not cut yet, but I wanted the weight of the material just to hold it into position, which it's doing quite nicely. Right, I think that's enough. Does it look like it's all out there, John? No. No?
It's top end.
Top end?
The other back.
That'll come out on the
just there.
Right, I don't want to push it too much. Yeah. What do you think? That should look all right, don't you?
Good.
Right, okay. Mother Hubbard's ironing over for now. We shall go on with the next bit, which is now cutting this out to a rough shape, and then we get to the exciting bit, and that is attaching it. So I'm going to allow roughly 2 inches, maybe slightly more, just to give me a bit more on here and round here, because like I say, we've got plenty of material. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it out, keep checking where the fiberglass is. Still got a long way to go. Now I go round I'm actually cutting it to the ironing board, John.
Thought you were.
Oh, did you know I was?
I just looked at it and I thought, what's going on?
Right, I could have done the knowing that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, I thought you were doing it for a reason.
No, I wasn't. Right, I'll start from this end. Okay. There we go. That can go there for now. Right, so the fabric hasn't moved. We didn't want to move the fabric too much because we've been lining everything up, because there is a faint line, and I don't know whether you can see it on camera, but to us there is a faint line there.
I think they can see it.
Can they?
Yes, you're going to tidy that edge up then, where the ironing board is.
Yeah. So, it's starting to take shape. It's even sort of moulding itself already to where we want it to be. Right, so I think the next thing is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the material. I'm going to hold steady with this being here. I'm going to fold the material over to where the curve sort of straightens out here, and I'm going to spray the curve first, and then I'm going to go in reverse. So that's what we're going to do next. So we'll switch off for a sec till we get in position, and then we'll get on to the next bit. Is that okay with you guys? I'm sure it is. Right, come to the fun part. But before that occurs, there's not much left in this contact spray adhesive, which is ideal for carpets, vinyl, fabrics, anything like that. There's about yay much from memory in this can. I can feel how much is in it. So if you want to get the maximum out of any can, whether you're spraying a car or whatever, then a bit of hot water, use under supervision. Children don't do this at all because some cans can explode. I've not had it yet happen to me, but it is possible, so use caution when you do this. But it builds the pressure up in the can, and it gives you the maximum amount of pressure, so you use all the product in the can.
Top tip.
Yes, top tip with a caution. And you can always tell whether it's the product inside is getting warm, because if you shake it, your can cools down, but then you can start to feel whether the liquid inside, which tends to be extremely cold. If you spray anything on yourself from a can, it's ice cold. So that can is now getting warm, and I can feel that the liquid is getting lukewarm, which means that it's expanding. So we'll be able to good to go in a minute. Get that off there. Right, I think we're good to go with that. Right, we'll do a test fire first, make sure we don't. With fabric, the only thing I would advise with fabric when you're spraying it is to have, it's hard to describe, you'll see it though, is a dry spray, so then you don't soak the product that you're trying to do, because you don't want it to go through. Hence the reason why I got a fabric with a backing on it, because it helps to keep obviously the top surface from getting glue soaked through. So let's just test that out. You see, nice fan spray, that's exactly how we want it. And as I've said many times before, when you've seen me spray stuff, I need that. Okay, so you can see it's like a spider's web. Let's get that bit done there. Like that. And then we give it another coat the opposite way. like so, and then we let it tack off. Don't be too excited to flop it over straight away. Just let it evaporate and do its thing, and then we'll come along and we'll start, or I'll start. In fact, I might use something, bear with. You could use a rolling pin, anything really, something that will roll the fabric and it'll hopefully roll smoother. Right, gonna have to go now.
Do you want to take that out?
Actually, no. It's grabbing too much because it's... be better if I treat it like vinyl. Yeah, it's working better if I use my hand. There we go. Right, so the curved bit, hopefully, yep, we've got that to stick. Right, so now we get with the fun bit. Right, so a bit of teamwork is required for this one. So I'm going to spray this section here, and I'm going to obviously smooth everything out. John's going to hold this tail end off, so then as I progress it should, fingers crossed, naturally want to go in where we originally put it, because we've got that into position, so everything should drop quite smoothly, he says. So there's not much left in this cam. Right. Right, that's definitely dead.
There she blows.
And as you can hear, well, you can't hear, but there's absolutely nothing left in that can, and that's because we pressurized it. Okay. Right, coat number 2. Right. Let that tack off for a second or two. Yeah, that's knacking, it's nice and tacky, that. Right. Looks pretty dry, that, which is what we want. Right. You're taking that. I'm going to take this. Just going to go a bit at a time, like so. Right, now you need to go at that end. So we need to...
Are you doing full length?
I've got to, yeah. I'm going full length, so if we get that so it looks level. Does that look level to you?
Pretty much.
There we have it, folks. Right, well, I would say we were pretty good with that, John.
I think it's as good as you could wish for.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's looking good. Right, well, marvellous. So, we'll let that tack off. So then it gives us the, well, we can then turn it over and we can start snipping these areas here where it's got tension, and then we'll upholster the thing. And then we can call this one done. So we'll be right back. See you very shortly. Right, so we are going to be doing the upholstery side of it now. Now obviously in my old days I used to do fitting of carpets and vinyls, and vinyl I'm going to use the method of me doing what I used to do when I used to fit vinyl. Now it might not be the correct way of upholstery because I've not really done upholstery as such, but I think if I use that method I think I will have some success, and hopefully it'll look neat, because at the end of the day there's going to be beads going around places, so it won't be necessary, it won't be over necessary to be totally smooth on the other side. However, I think I will be. So I made an incision there, as you can see. I haven't gone right to the edge because I don't want it to fray on that edge, so I'm basically going to go down this side and stick this all the way along. Now I'm going to make some relief cuts in it, because as you're pushing it you may end up with little stretches along, so if you put little relief cuts in it you won't end up with that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make little triangular cuts like so. There's no set rule with anything, you just have to be confident in what you're doing. Most of the time you should get it right. Have I done that the right way? Yeah. It does help also having material that has a back on it. It just helps you, it keeps the material from bagging up and not being too loose. So if I was recommending anybody that's choosing fabric, do try and get something that's quite thick, really. And then straight down the middle there, not to the end, like so. Right, okay, so we're going to spray this now. We've got a good fan spray. I'm not going to go all the way down. Tacking off quite quick. Let's test it with that actually. So, where did I put my scissors? Ah! So I can cut this corner now, like I did with the others. Take a triangle off. That's nicely stuck, that now. And take the triangle off there. So, right, and as you can see, by the fact that I've done that, I've been able to control the edge and keep it taut all the way along. So that's now hugging. There's no sagginess, so I already know down the on the other side that it will be really neat, and they're well stuck. So what I'll do is I think I'll do that end next. John?
We'll do these straight edges and we'll watch you do the curved edge if that's alright.
Yes, that's fine. Okay, see you shortly.